Ladies and gentlemen, we're here because we believe that every Nigerian should have access to clean cooking gas for their domestic use. We're here because there is so much said about Nigeria, but it is time for us to stand up and invest and put infrastructure in place to start to turn and change the story without waiting for government or any other person. And that is why, in partnership with Access Nigeria, the Access Africa, we met and are investing in this awareness campaign as a major milestone towards the switch of 20 million Nigerian households to LPG from for their domestic use. Permit me to share a few slides with you and also share with you how we believe this can be done. A country of 150 million people, we all know the biostatistics of our great country. 6th largest global producer of LPG. In Africa, we are the 2nd largest producer of gas. A lot of it is flared, with different efforts by the government to reduce the flaring. Unfortunately, the LPG consumption in Nigeria, the amount of cooking gas that Nigeria consumes, is less than the amount of cooking gas Ghana consumes. Nigeria consumes 120,000 metric tons of LPG. Ghana, as at last year, consumed well in excess of 300,000 metric tons. To put it into perspective, Ghana, though a great country, is 25% in population when compared to Nigeria. So we are 4 times or more the size of Ghana by household and by population, but we use 50% or less of their cooking. Of the cooking gas they use. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished personalities, 75 to 80% of the households in Nigeria cook with kerosene, LPG, and charcoal. When I was younger, when my mother still used to indulge me and cook, the best food for me was dodo. I love my dodo, fried plantain. I know some people like their jollof rice, the one that is made on wood, because some of the smoke enters the rice, they say, and helps the spices. I was never a jollof rice man. Dodo is it for me. And we used to cook with kerosene at home. We grew up in Surulere, in Lagos. One of the major features of cooking time in my house was that after cooking, my mother would take the kerosene stove outside to the balcony to turn it off. And the reason is because I'm asthmatic. My younger brother is asthmatic. My youngest brother was asthmatic. Whenever they turned off the kerosene stove inside the house, the smoke would affect us all. There was no school for that day. It's unfortunate that our mothers suffer the most from the dirty fuels that are used in many Nigerian homes today. A lot of our fathers would go out and come back and meet a cooked meal without knowing the pains our mothers have gone through to ensure that that meal was well cooked. This initiative is for you. It is for every woman, every young girl, and every household. It is for every man that appreciates that the longer we keep the women alive, the longer we will get the dodo they make. 20 million households today are looking for the support from a company like Oando to make the product available, the support from a government to ensure that the infrastructure is available, the support from the financial sector to ensure that the microfinance banks can continue to do what they do well, which is empower the grassroots and the bottom of the pyramid. The support from the legislature to ensure that the enabling laws are passed. I will tell you, I recently went to a big school in Ogun State, a really big popular school, and I will not mention the name of the school. And when it was time for the students to eat lunch, I was amazed that in one corner of the compound, they had a little kitchen. That wasn't the problem. But that kitchen was using firewood and charcoal to prepare the food for the students, with a few women there sweating and coughing just to make ends meet. And I asked the principal, this is a crime. You shouldn't be allowed to do this. And the response was, there is no law against this. It is not that they don't know it is wrong or they cannot afford the right fuel. It is because the time is right for us to put the appropriate pressure on our legislature and the members of the House of Reps to pass the enabling laws to make such activities illegal. Hospitals should use only cooking gas to cook. Schools, the same thing. Barracks for the members of the armed forces, the same thing. Governmental agencies, parastatals, and then homes. If these can be put in place, then Nigeria is on the right path to taking its rightful place on the continent. The speakers before me, Her Excellency, the former Minister, Dr. Ode, and indeed distinguished President of the NLC, have rolled out the different advantages, the numerous advantages in support of this switch. Some you know. Today, kerosene costs the country up to $2 billion a year. And even with the government's best efforts, it is still very expensive to buy. A bottle of kerosene, a liter of kerosene today would cost you 120 to 130 naira to buy. In addition to the hardship to access it, we have to buy in bulk in 25-liter kegs or 4-liter kegs, store it under our beds. In some instances, it creates a lot of family problem because it is dangerous also to keep. And in addition to that, significant degradation of our forests. I'll have you know that some of the flooding that has occurred in the last 6 weeks is as a result of the reduction of the forests in Nigeria today. I acknowledge the presence of the Nigerian Farmers Association here present. We've worked with them. They were introduced to us by Access. Very forward thinking, and they've come to us to say, even Nigerian farmers are prepared to join the switch effort to ensure that for agriculture and some of their processes, LPG is the fuel of choice. 20 million cylinders is a journey that Access Nigeria, Oando, and all our partners, RAPA, the Nigerian Labour Congress, Nigerian Farmers Association, DFID, UNDP, and other agencies here, 20 million cylinders is our target. As we embark on that journey, jobs will be created. I put it to you that up to 100,000 primary jobs can be created from this initiative. And I can explain to you what the jobs are for. Reselling 20 million cylinders today needs human beings. People will have to resell those cylinders and they will earn money from them. The cylinders have to be filled. Some people will have to work filling. It is a skill they will earn. Distributing 20 million cylinders in Nigeria is 6 times or 7 times the effort that Ghana requires. Jobs will be created. It will attract investment. Over $1 billion will be required. You can invest in a small shop to resell. Those who can afford it can invest in bigger enterprises to take part in the value chain. It will boost our steel and manufacturing sector because, ladies and gentlemen, those cylinders can be produced in Nigeria for Nigerians. They don't have to be imported. And then subsequent to that, we start to export, because the journey that we are going on today, many other African nations will learn from us and be better for it. In conclusion, I want to share the progress so far with you, ladies and gentlemen. Up to 1 million stoves are already available for 1 million households. They're already in country. Our goal is 20 million. Over $50 million has been invested. Today in Abuja, in Kano, in Kaduna, in Sokoto, in some parts of Yola, in Port Harcourt, Asaba, Edo, Warri, Delta State, in Lagos and the Southwest, the stoves are available, moving from the cities to the rural areas where they are destined for. They were created for the rural areas. In addition to that, modalities for local production has commenced. There's gas available in Nigeria. People say, is there gas? Yes. There's adequate gas for Nigeria. Nigeria is a net exporter of gas, in addition to the gas that it flares. The empowerment of indigents and members of associations of governments, local governments, or forward-thinking unions in ensuring that those members can access LPG for their domestic use. Nationwide initiative, a lot of thanks to the press here present and also the organizations that have supported this initiative since the start and have continued to support, the NTA, channels. I can't mention everybody, but we appreciate you, the newspapers. And then finally, an adoption of LPG as the preferred fuel. The uses for LPG are huge and vast. Adoption is what is required. I want to thank you for coming. Thank you for your support. Honorable Chairman, thank you for your leadership. President of the NLC, we thank you. Dr. Ode, Dr. Shetima, we thank you for your support. And we believe that this initiative has just started, but it will give the required dividends to Nigerians as we progress. Thank you very much.